Newsweek, January 26, 1981, page 34, says, for the first time in history, the swearing-in ceremonies were moved to the west front of the Capitol, and President Reagan faced the Washington Monument. This happened January 20, 1981. There's the image. There you can see President Reagan as he faces the obelisk towards the west. It says in US government info.about.com, since the first inauguration of President Reagan in 1981, the swearing ceremonies have been held on the west front of the United States Capitol building. The only exception was in 1985, swearing in of President Reagan's second term, when cold weather forced the ceremony into the Capitol Rotunda. How close are we to the fulfillment of these prophecies? We are that close. From 1981 onwards, the inauguration ceremonies have taken place facing the obelisk. And not only that, Ronald Reagan, here you see an image of him as he faces the sun, the sun temple, or the dwelling place of the sun god, this obelisk. He's facing Capitoline Hill. Capitol pointing to Capitoline. Here's an image of Pope Benedict overlooking St. Peter's Square on Sunday, the April 16th, 2006. He's looking at the sun obelisk, and where's he actually looking? He's looking at Rome. You see, if they were to have turned Capitol Hill around, they would never be able to make an image to the beast, because they would be riding like in a bus. So they would have to point each other around the globe to have the same meaning, either this way or that way. And for the first time in history, from then onwards at least, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, they're all swearing towards Rome and showing openly their affiliation towards sun worship. Here's an image of Ronald and Nancy Reagan, Tuesday, January 20, 1981. Yay, we the victors. Very sad to realize what they were actually busy with. So the all-important question is to ask is, did anything significant change between the United States and Rome after that fateful day of January 20, 1981? Remember, what was the reason America was founded? Was to get away from Rome, to get away from the persecution. What changed after January 20, 1981? Anything? Go and have a look in your average encyclopedia. Nothing fancy. I'll use the free one on the internet. Go and have a look up 1984. What do you see? January 10, 1984. The United States and the Vatican establish full diplomatic relations, in contradiction to the founding reasons of the United States. The reason that this country was built, the channels are opened to the Vatican. Where Reagan was the first president to face the Vatican during his swearing-in ceremony, 3 years later he opens up full diplomatic relations to the Vatican. See how this fits together? And then when he was invited to go and visit the Pope, he dresses in brown to show that he's still a Protestant. He's still fighting against the Catholics. He's not in full submission. If he was to wear black, he would be in full submission. Here he wears brown to make both sides feel comfortable. He's not wearing white, but he's certainly not wearing black. Helps to make the Protestants more comfortable. And then Time magazine had this incredible signal picture where you see John Paul with his silence. He says, shh, and Reagan looking at John Paul. Time magazine, Holy Alliance. You see the coming together of America and the Vatican?